through the generous support of Syngenta Seeds, NK brand. The results you need, the freedom to choose. And by Farms.com. Ag news, market prices, ag careers, and farm real estate. You'll find it all at Farms.com.
Well, many farmers work well into their 70s, even into their 80s. Retirement is often not even an option, at least it's not top of mind, maybe because, well, it's that image of the first nail in the coffin. Farm family business coach Elaine Froese is with us now. What is a healthy way for farmers to view retirement?
Well, when I'm speaking to farmers, Kevin, I say farmers don't retire. Oh. I just think they reinvent themselves. And they, oh, good, I like Elaine. She doesn't tell me that I have to retire. And again, it's that issue of knowing what their new role is going to be once the management is transitioned on the farm and ultimately the ownership. So I think it's really that piece around letting go of control and knowing that they don't have to retire. They can still be useful on the farm, but their role is just going to be different.
I think one of the things that, when I think of the generations of farmers that I have seen, especially the ones that came through, maybe were youngsters during the Depression and, you know, through the 40s and 50s and 60s, I think retirement is probably very difficult for that group of folks in the sense that because they went through difficult times, there wasn't a lot of opportunity to cultivate skills, other things to do. So for many of them, leisure was simply a more enjoyable form of work.
Or a longer Sunday nap.
Well, yeah, exactly right. So I think you get to retirement, and all of a sudden you don't know what to do. You haven't got dirt under your fingernails, so you're not happy.
Well, I always tell people that counseling is about recovery and coaching is about discovery. So let's say you're 65 and people are telling you you're supposed to retire. Well, if you're still healthy and passionate and active and managing and transitioning on the farm, I don't think you have to retire. But what I think you need to do is read a book that I read called Don't Retire, Just Rewire. And so you're rewiring your thinking as to, if farming isn't my main passion anymore or my main responsibility, what is? So I really think that farmers need something to look forward to. And you're not going to let go of the daily stuff on the farm if you don't have something more exciting or more passionate to go to.
Yeah. I had a smart guy tell me one time, and I tried to live my life by this. He basically said there are 3 things in life that'll make you happy. Having somebody to love, having something to do, and having something to look forward to.
Right.
Pretty basic stuff.
Right.
And I can see in the context you're talking about is a lot of farmers would retire, a lot of people would do this, but not just farmers. Nothing to do, nothing to look forward to.
So here's a scenario. Wife is 70, husband is 72. He's not keen about leaving the farm. His 50-something-year-old son is saying, Dad, it's time. So his idea of a good day is still just coming back to the shop and putzing around and helping out when he can. But my question is, she's been married to him, Kevin, for 50 years. When is it her turn to have what she's looking forward to and get her projects accomplished? And I looked at it and I said, when is it your wife's turn? And he didn't like that because it's always been about him, it's always been about the farm. And I think in a marriage, to be healthy, there has to be give and take about, are you happy? Do you have something to look forward to? Are you feeling fulfilled? And another point is, what's driving you? And some of these men who are older, when you ask them how much wealth is enough, just a little bit more than the neighbors. And it's never enough. So they are driven by achievement and success and what their net worth statement is. Whereas their spouse is driven by, can we just slow down and go south for a little while and go visit the other children and spend time with them and hang out with the grandchildren, and let's have some enjoyment. But I think there's a fight between the ego of the founder and the enjoyment of the couple.
So where is the appropriate place to discuss this? So family meetings, regular family meetings, is that where we bring this up?
Yeah, I think the founding parents, the older generation, really needs to talk about what a good day on the farm looks like to them. I want to come and visit the grandchildren. I want to do yard work. Wes and I are not building a monster dream house when we're 60. We plan to move into town, into a condo. My ideal lifestyle is to have tea on the porch and let whoever's walking by come and drop in for tea. So, and I'll adopt other people's children as my grandchildren, which I've already done with families who have faraway grandparents. So it's purposeful, intentional choosing, Kevin. And I'm curious how you would feel about me showing up as the mother-in-law. Am I going to be interfering, or am I going to be welcome? And so we need to talk about that in a family meeting and say, what do you expect of me? How often do I need to show up? What kind of support do you need? And a lot of children will tell the parents, Mom, Dad, you were born in 1926. It's time for you to enjoy your wealth. Go have some fun. And Kevin, you nailed it. A lot of those people who've gone through hard times in the 30s, 40s, and 50s don't know how to have fun because they work for so hard. The money's been held so close. They don't know how to spend it on themselves.
They almost feel guilty in enjoying themselves finally after all this time. So
what do they have to look forward to?
Yeah, exactly right. The line that I think I mentioned about doing this deliberately, and that you have to actually plan to do this. There's a movie years ago, Shawshank Redemption, where Andy Dufresne finally he said it comes down to a decision. You either get busy living or you get busy dying. And I can see where this needs to be a deliberate process.
Well, and Dr. Cole made a very good statement at an international succession conference a couple of years ago in Ottawa, and he said, everybody knows about an estate plan and getting their will and their power of attorney order. People do talk about a succession plan, which is the transfer of labor, ownership, and management of the farm. But the piece they're missing is their lifestyle plan. Because at 65, I want you to plan to live for another 2 decades.
Interesting.
And are you going to have fun?
Yeah. Well, that's what it takes to be successful, I guess. Having somebody love, something to do, something to look forward to. And if you want to know more about this particular subject, Elaine is available, as always, at ElaineFroese.com. If you've got questions or comments, or if you're just buried to the axles in your farm business.